All right, man. So first things first is when you look at what your name translates into, right? It's agile, energy. That's what you brought to the court. Just tell me how much pride you carry in that, and knowing that that's who you are. And the core of who you are is what you're able to do in the court.
Well, it's pretty. Ever since I was young, uh, my parents always told me that as long as I gave 100% effort, nothing can go wrong. But despite what the results were, as long as you gave 100%, they would always be proud of me. Also, being with my teammates is just it gets me really excited that I get to play with these guys at a high level. And I was like, heck, why not throw my body for a ball? Like, if I miss it, I miss it. At least I gave my 120%.
When you have a weekend like you did, you've been waiting all off season to get this opportunity, and you make the most of it. Just kind of how much does that spark you and set the tone for what you want to accomplish this year?
Uh, our our goal is to, of course, go for the natty, go big or go home. But of course, that's just a dream. We have to put in the work like anything else, and that's what we do in the practice gym is what helps define of our pathway to get to the national championship. Yeah, it's just how much reps, how much hard we put in.
Yeah, and you've been the last couple of years behind some guys, big name guys that went through this program. What did you kind of learn from them as you were kind of in the practice gym and just kind of biding your time before you got that opportunity that last weekend?
Yeah, I mean, Brett Sheward, Gage Worsley, one like absolutely wonderful liberos. They played lights out, and just being on the side, just watching them is just a privilege. Because the main thing is like learning and just improving your game. Getting on the court is one thing, but just improving your game is the dream. Like how much you can expand your knowledge of volleyball, and it's just a huge honor to just watch them play and be on a team with them.
And for yourself, what do you think you being out there and the performance that you had, what do you think that shows to a kid that was in your shoes at one point, either in high school, at the junior level here in Hawaii? What do you think you being on the floor and putting out the performance that you did, what do you think that shows or what do you think that means to them?
Well, I I hope that I serve as an inspiration. Well, technically, we lead by example, every one of us on the team. But we hope to inspire youth kids, not just from Hawaii, but from all over the world, that nothing's impossible. Whether you're short, you're tall, like anything's possible as long as you put in the work. Like you don't have to be blessed with gifts. You're already blessed with your perseverance and your personality. Like that's all you need is just to just put in work and just believe in yourself, because you can't have other people believe you. You have to believe in yourself in order to get out there and perform.
Career high in digs over the weekend. How much more confidence does that give you as you continue to have a much bigger role on the team?
Career high, it is what it is, just a number, but the confidence come from that Coach Charlie put me out there because he wants me to be in that role for my team, and that's really the motivation, inspiration that for me to be out there, presence to help my team out, to do what I can do to contribute to the team, whether I'm on the court or off the court. I'll still contribute to the team, whatever he needs me to do.
All right, well, since he just walked away, I want to ask you about what he brings to the team. Eleu, the translation of his name means agile and alert, and it's what he does out there on the court. Just how important is he to what you guys are trying to accomplish?
Yeah, there's no question. His performance was impressive this weekend. There's no question, but I think his contribution even more, just what a good guy is and how hard he works, and he is the kind of guy that inspires people around him to play at a higher level, just based on his energy and his effort. So, really, really important to us and everything that we're doing.
And in the practice court, you've talked about it a number of times where you put him on the B side to get the A side better as far as you go. If you could get it past Eleu, then you can get it past anyone in the country. By that same measure, how much better is he becoming because you're doing that? And because going up against him is Spiros and and Chaz Galloway and all these guys.
Well, that's certainly the idea behind it, right? To not only to make our team better, to make him better as well. So it's kind of win-win for us, and early in the week when we got a chance to stick him on the other side of the net and have to play against him, I think it's, like I said, I think it's benefiting everybody and something we'll continue to do.
And it's easier said than done, right? I mean, you can't just do that with anybody. I mean, you could think that, hey, I want to put my libero up against our best hitters in practice every day, and if it's not the guy, like if it's not him, it doesn't work out in the end, right?
Yeah, there's some of that too. And it also gives kind of the next guy up a chance to be on the ace side. Heaven forbid if he had to go in the game at some point, then he's a little more comfortable being out there. So, like I said, there's a number of benefits from it, and so far it's produced some pretty good results for us.
You told us last week, obviously, to expect some ups and downs, certainly early in the season when you have a new team and you're trying to replace, Jakob and Denny. We saw that in the fifth set. Obviously, you guys were up, and then they came back and were able to take that fifth set. What did you guys learn from that? What did you see that maybe can be beneficial in the end of what you know about your team and where you guys need to be, to be able to close out those kind of matches?
Yeah, for me it started just kind of a little earlier in the match where some of the adjustments that we tried to make offensively, we were doing. Tread was doing a nice job around the offense and really did all night. We hit for big numbers the entire match. The second set was the one where we made 15 errors. At the end of the day, you make that many errors, you're going to lose against virtually any team, let alone a really good one. And that really is what put us in that situation to be there at the end. If we had not been that inefficient in set two, that match probably doesn't end up in a fifth set. But that's the lesson to be learned, because a team like that is good enough. We give them one, they're good enough to earn one, and then the fifth set's always just a coin flip. It just is a race to 15, and anything one guy gets hot from the service line for a couple. So I thought a lot of really positive stuff went out there, and individual performance and team performance throughout the weekend and throughout the night. Disappointed in the loss, but we will learn and get better for it.
Coach, going into this week, kind of what do you make of, looking at your next opponent, what do you kind of make of Emmanuel and what kind of stands out to you from them as a team?
Yeah, I really haven't gotten into that so much. We're really kind of looking at kind of tweaking the stuff that we saw from our team last week and kind of reevaluating where we are. I think we got a few more guys kind of back in the mix and seeing how we can integrate them into practice. So really the focus has been more on our side of the net.
Is there an update on Colin and his availability?
Not an official one, but I heard his progress is impressive. This is a guy with hard worker and high pain tolerance, and those two things usually portend to getting him back out there sooner than later.
And when it comes to Alaka'i, talk about a guy that waits his turn, is patient with the process, and when given an opportunity makes the most of it. On a team like this, how much is he going to serve as motivation moving forward? Because his situation will be the situation of a lot of people when you're on a team as talented as this, right?
Yeah, and hope other guys get 6 years too. Like he's gotten a chance to be here for a little, work into it. But really good performance from him for the weekend. To play the opposite position, not have an error in a five-setter like that is really unheard of. Probably should have set him more and tried to lean into him a little more. But overall, a nice weekend for him for being a full-time starter for the first time.
Hoping to get your thoughts. Tread was named, I think, Big West Freshman of the Week after his first two games, even with the up and down performance. Hoping to get your thoughts on that honor for him.
I think he can win that one a lot this year. You know what I'm saying? He is a unique talent. He had some rough moments over the weekend too, but overall really positive and got a really high ceiling and a really bright future, no question.
And you waited a long time for the opportunity you got this past weekend. Just try to put into words all the hard work, all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into it, and to be able to get the opportunity and to be able to enjoy the success that you did.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I've been waiting a long time, and it has been many years here. So it all starts with just trusting the process and trusting your coaching staff and your teammates, and just working in hard day in and day out, and just keep working at what you got to do and competing with the players around you to make everyone better. but just having this opportunity to be in the stand, play inside the stand in front of my fans and my family and friends, it's just like no feeling that you could ever imagine.
The patience that it took for you to make it through those years, to be a part of those teams, to practice hard on the court, but then not really get that opportunity in the matches. You know, how many conversations did you have to have with yourself over the years of like, dude, just stay with it, your time will come?
Yeah, it's been a long many years. I've had a ton of conversations with myself, but just one of the main things that kept coming back to me was that I want to be here, I want to be in Hawaii, and I want to play for these fans. And every time I ever had any of those thoughts come into my brain, all I would think about is all the fans coming out to the games and just the support that we get here in Hawaii, and just knowing that if I keep working hard, I can show what I can do here and help this team win another national championship.
Fans obviously, you know, love you guys as a team, love the starting lineup, but you know, how special is it knowing that you are a local-born person in the starting lineup? You know, you and Eleu. You know, is there something a little bit different about that, knowing that when you guys are lining up to call starters and you hear your hometown being called and you hear that little bit of extra from the crowd? You know, there's a little bit something different about that?
Yeah, I can't speak for the other guys, but I can speak for the local-born guys, that there definitely is a little extra pride in it, here in your hometown being called, and just knowing all the people from Kailua are thinking about, oh wow, that guy's from Kailua, or maybe there's a little kid in the crowd who's from Kailua, like maybe I could be there one day, and just trying to be that role model for them, that yeah, if you do stick it out and you work hard, maybe you can make it to this level, and it is possible. So I just wanted to be there to be that example.
When you have a weekend like you did, how much more confidence does it give you now as you go further in the season, just to know that you can be counted on in those moments?
I think it helps to more so showcase what I can do, because I've always had the confidence that I can do it, but just having that actual proof on television and in-game experience, I think just helps reassure other teams that there is no void inside that opposite spot after Demetrius left, and that we are still here and that we're coming.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.